KamiyaMizuki.oob. I bet you have no idea on who this EXE is even supposed to be, and I don't blame you if that's the case. They are a kind of obscure EXE that I don't see anybody talk about. I always saw them in a lot of fan art with other EXEs. I miss the old days of this community. I wish we could just go back and relive it again. I've always kinda thought about making a video on this character, but I never had the chance to do it. This was because the wiki page for Mizuki was completely wiped from existence. However, the Wayback Machine exists. So consider this video an archive for KamiyaMizuki.oob. If you were thinking this character is completely dead, luckily enough they still exist, but they're a lot different now. So I'm here to cover the old iteration of this character and its lore. So without wasting much time, let's get into it. The story goes as follows. Mizuki was a very smart and talented individual, part of her family, and they would be there to help her no matter what. However, eventually her family starts to fall apart. Her dad gets exposed for not really being that good of a guy. He's done some pretty bad stuff, drug-related or women-related. Her mom decides to file for a divorce because who would want to be with a scumbag like that? Mizuki is unable to handle all of this, and she starts to change as a person. She no longer is social to those around her. Now she's cold and quiet. And for whatever reason, her dad's charges get dropped against him. A few months go by and Mizuki is gonna go on a bit of a vacation, but a few classmates that have a grudge against her just because of her dad. She gets killed in a fucking park in front of a bunch of people. It only escalates more from here. A monster shows up and kills everybody with an explosion, leaving a bloody mask of corpses. Luckily enough, Mizuki is the only one to survive this. For whatever reason, this monster decided to revive her, and they decided to put something inside of Mizuki's chest. Now she has powers that no human would ever have, and due to being revived, Mizuki wants to observe other worlds and explore them. Luckily for her, she won't be alone while she does this. And that is the end of the story. I think it's kinda decent and a little interesting at the same time. It does share elements of other EXE stories out there, but in its own way, it's kinda unique. If there's one thing I respect about this story, is that it has balls. Its main character gets killed in front of a bunch of people, and then everyone else around them dies. And keep in mind, the thing that does this looks like this. Oh, and that's another thing too. Why does this thing specifically revive Mizuki? This story is unhinged as fuck, but I respect it for that. I almost wish it would be continued because there's a decent amount of potential here, but unfortunately it never did get continued, so that's where this segment has to come to an end. There are a few neat things that are worth bringing up, so I'm gonna do that. There are two important characters a part of Mizuki's story. This is Pod ISO. He's supposed to be an alternate take on Lord X, but he doesn't even look like Lord X, so why is he even a retake of the character? But that's just what I was able to get. Nonetheless, I really like his design. It looks like an alien that decided to take the form of Sonic the Hedgehog, or wear his body as a skin suit. He does have a somewhat normal form, but you can tell it's a little off. And the second important character is her boss, and I'm not really sure if this even is supposed to be her boss. I don't even know the name of this character. If I'm wrong about this, I am dearly sorry. What her role in the story is supposed to be, I don't know. Time for some miscellaneous stuff. It is possible for Mizuki to take damage. I mean, take a look at this. She has battle scars on her. So punching her in the ribcage 8 times in a row won't do anything. Mizuki can kinda change her appearance if it's something subtle or physically. Now I want to bring up one of my favorite aspects to this character, the orbs. The orbs are able to give somebody power, but you can only have a few powers at a time. Depending on what you would want, you either get 1 or 2 orbs, or maybe even a few more. These could be related to Sonic, Sega, or random games out there. I should note that this somewhat relates to entities, but that's how the orbs work. And with that, that's everything I wanted to bring up. Now let's get into our design. Mizuki has 2 forms, her hedgehog form and her human form. Let's get into her hedgehog form first. I like it, even for how simple it is. It goes for an all-black color scheme, the spikes are a little different, and it comes with a cape. There's a version of this without the cape, but it just doesn't feel right without it. And finally, her human form. I think it's solid. I like the brown/blonde hair she goes for, and I also like the outfit and boots. And that's everything I could say about it. This is where our journey with KamiyaMizuki comes to an end. An obscure EXE that nobody really talks about. I miss this character, and I miss these stupid comics. Lilith crashing out over somebody not being blonde will always bring back good memories. Hopefully I've been able to inform you about the old version of Mizuki. They're still around, but they're a lot different. All I'm gonna say left is goodbye, old Mizuki. I really miss ya. Well, goodbye everyone. Thanks for watching.